Hello and welcome to the Fact Ranger podcast. And today we are talking about a very controversial topic, inequality, a subject that is not without its resentment and bitterness, but we can push on. So I know I'm only 18 and I know I'm too young and coddled to be in any quote-unquote tyrannical inequality, and I acknowledge that. But fundamentally I disagree with the doctrine that there is a tyrannical system, probably capitalism, that prey on the poor and incentivize rich people. Price's Law. Prices. So she's a woman. Law, which can also be Price's square root law. It describes how 50% of the work is usually done by a small number of people. So if you had 10 people doing work, there would only be 3 people doing 50% of the work. And in 100, there would only be 20 people doing the 50% of the work. There is another law called the Pareto distribution, which are both natural laws of life and the universe. And the Pareto distribution predicts the 80-20 rule. Any creative domain, whether it would be art, food production, novels written, novels sold, money generated, number of companies generated, number of goals scored, most if not all of those domains, anything that needs human productivity. Basically, a very tiny percentage of the people produce almost all of the output, and that is the Pareto distribution. It is a square root law, fundamentally. If you look at the people who are in a given domain, the square root of the people involved produce half the product. It's a very vicious stat. And guess what distribution distributes the money? The Pareto distribution, which is why the 1% in the general population have the overwhelming amount of the money. And 1/10 of that 1% has almost all of that. So the richest 100 people in the world have as much money as the bottom 2.5 billion. And you might wonder, is that a terrible thing? Maybe. But what you have to understand is that that law governs the distribution of creative production across all creative domains. It is a natural law, so to speak. It is also a deep built feature of creative production, and no one knows what to do about it or fix it. The danger is most of the resources will be funneled to a tiny minority of people, while the rest stack up at zero. But to blame that on an oppressive system is the oversimplification of the complexity of the problem. No one so far knows how to funnel the resources from the small minority to the majority of people. If you think you might have an answer to the problem, do comment it reasonably in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Fact Ranger podcast. If you are from YouTube, do like if you enjoyed this, and don't forget to share your latest knowledge you gained from the Fact Ranger podcast to your family or friends so you don't look like a total loser. Again, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. Stay safe out there. See ya.